And welcome to the latest episode of Mostly Satisfactory, where I try to just figure out how this beautiful and dangerous game works. And it's been a long journey up to this point. This is I'm currently working on the third iteration of my base design, and I hope it's the final iteration. I hope, I'm sure I'm going to have to tweak the general idea, but I think I'm onto something here. And in the last episode, we spent some time doing that, building a new place to house all my biomass power production, which isn't doing anything right now because it's the backup. It's the auxiliary, my overflow. But today, I want to take those coal power plants and replace them with a new raised island and kind of get an idea for how many power plants I can put up there. Because I don't know. So it's going to be an interesting effort because the original coal power plant was definitely a learning experience. So I got the basics there too, but this is 4. Then the but doing it at scale, that's different, right? It's and yeah, I know there's calculators and all that jazz for doing it at scale and efficiently. I mean, when you talk to people who are really good at this game, spend a lot of time playing it. Let's see, they they can tell you from memory how many of a given item at what tier level will support how many of another item, right? So how many pure coal nodes will support a coal power plant at using Mark 1 conveyors, Mark 2 conveyors, blah blah blah. Which is phenomenal. I mean, that's an amazing. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. That is an amazing amount of detail and dedication. That 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I'll ever be able to replicate that, but and I'm not there yet. At some point, I would like to get to it. My original philosophy, of course, was just build it and then optimize it. And to a certain extent, you can't do that. You can, but you get into trouble real fast, and that's why I'm on my third iteration of base design. But you can't optimize from the get-go. Or, I guess you can if you know what you're doing. And I clearly don't. So, in my case, I have to kind of. This is an interesting setup because I'm so close to the ground over here. In my case, I have to kind of tread a middle path, where and that's kind of where this third base design comes in, right? Is I'll take a stab at optimizing up front, but I'm not trying to optimize to the nth degree. I'm just trying to kind of rough draft it, right? And then later we'll start tweaking the numbers and dotting the I's and crossing the T's and all that jazz. Getting back to this episode, this will be where the coal power plants live. It's close to the water, so that's good. It's not radically higher than the water, so I might be able to pump water to these coal power plants without additional pumping stations. And I like to see how many coal power plants I can fit onto this thing. The concern I have is that coal power plants are kind of long, right? So I know I could fit a single row of them on here, no problem. The question is whether I could fit 2 rows on here. I don't know. Maybe. That's part of what we're going to figure out. And try to keep it all looking nice and neat, which that's just my personal hang up, right? And, you know, quite frankly, I think I get the impression that it's a hang up that a lot of you have too, because in the comments and conversations I've had with others, you know, it's not just about does it work, but, you know, does it look good, right? Is it clean? And, well, that speaks to me, right? This is my kind of people, because that's my personal hang up. So I'm glad to see that I'm not alone in my sickness. I don't consider it sickness, but some people do. So this is not right. Sticking out too far. How can I? There we go. Just got to push further back. This is a good height. I could drive my tractor under this with no problem, and there's plenty of room still for me and to run you know, pipes and supplies under here. That's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna run coal and water under here and then pop it up to the top in the places where we need it. And you'll see what I'm talking about later. Having a hard time getting this one to line up. I don't know what it's keying off of. That's not right. When I rotate it, though, it completely rotates to the wrong place. I don't know. I can't. Trying to see if I can get it to. There we go. And that should just about do it then. Again, this one, I can rotate it. Oh, I had it. Oh. There we go. Yeah, this is, this one though. Can't find that. So like this is the right angle, but it's out like half a meter too much. So maybe if I do it this way, let's try going vertical with this piece and then knock the top one out. And then put this nice inverted outer corner back. That was more trouble than it should have been, but okay. Okay. Step 1 complete. Now this one's going to be complicated for me. Not this part, not the platforms. I've kind of got wired at this point, but the coal power plant is reliant on resources and such that I don't have a lot of experience with, nor do I have a huge supply of. So, yeah, that works. Like the water and the coal, I'm not quite sure how many coal power plants a single pure coal node will support. And, I'm trying not to look stuff up, right? Because when you go looking stuff up, I'm going to see, like, the tools that are out there are going to show you, like, everything. And, I'm going to learn about stuff existing in the game that I never, ever would have known until I got to that part of the game. So that's why I just don't jump out there and look everything up. And besides, a big piece of the fun is the, at least for me, is the process of discovery, right? Try to, I'm not saying discovering coal was fun. Coal was, coal, quartz, and iron. Those are limestone. These are things that, yeah. What's going on? Overlap clip maker. Okay. But yeah, the resources that I use, though, I've only found the one coal node, and I have a small puddle of water, which by rights the current extractor should have probably already emptied by now, but it doesn't work that way. So, thankfully, I can continue draining water, but I'm pretty sure that the single water, the pumping station I got there, that thing, it's not going to be able to handle more than 2 or 3 coal power plants. And I'm also got concerns about capacity, right? In that maybe my single pure coal node can support all the coal power plants, but only if I can get them get the coal here fast enough, right? So I'm currently using primarily Mark 1 conveyors because they're cheap and I can afford those. But eventually then we start getting into not just how many how many power plants can be supported by a coal node, but also the level of the material, of the infrastructure that you're using, right? So you can upgrade your conveyors, you can upgrade your miner, you can, do all sorts of different things. Why? Oh, I need more rods. So, that complicates the equation too. So, but we'll get there. The beauty is this design allows me to expand as needed. So we'll give it a shot. Yeah, these leftover poles from when I killed off the old biomass burners. I can clean that up. Oops. Okay. Rods. Okie dokie. I will also be able to, once we get these coal power plants set up, I'll be able to recover all that pipeline that goes to the current ones. Clean things up. As you can see, the new base design kind of frees up movement at actual ground level, so that's important, as I've discovered. And these these observation towers, I love these things. I really love the mechanic that makes it easy to build from elevation. And you know, in case you haven't noticed, most of the structures they have a ladder on the side. You can climb to the top of it. So that's all part of their design. Kind of feel like a cat though, right? You got to be at the highest point in the house, looking down on everything. Okay, so the roadway. Now this, with like all these islands, the 7x7 section in the middle is where we're going to build. So let's rail this off. Go ahead and make it really safe. Oh gosh. Is it too late for that? Or too early? I don't know when you're watching it. I know when I'm recording it, but okay. I mean, you know, my channel name, right? Worldbuilder. What? I already blown through all the rods? Yep, need more rods. Okay. So, you know, with a name like Worldbuilder, you know, it's all about the building. I love the building. And I do love the building mechanics here. I mean, you can build quite a ways away from you. And tools like Zoop and stuff are really fantastic, especially for building repetitive structures in a short period of time. It's a dream to build in this game. I'll tell you that. You know, because go back to like something like Minecraft, and I'm back to one block at a time. And yeah, I know there are tools that let you place down multiple blocks, but I think I would be happier with a tool like they have in Cubic Odyssey, right? Where it's kind of like the Zoop tool here, right? You don't need to use commands or anything like that. But you know, in the case of Minecraft, I'm used to it, right? And to a certain extent, it's been that way for so long and been such a part of my experience up to this point. That's I guess maybe that's part of what I like about the game, even though I'm complaining about it. But it's just the way it is, right? Okay. So this is the playground that we get to build on. Yeah, especially for large items like power plants, coal power plants. It'll be easier to build from up here. So let's take a gander. So it looks like they take about a little over 3 foundations in length and roughly 1 foundation in width. It looks like they might be a little more than yeah, it is. It looks like it's like a meter past, or a meter and a half past 1 foundation in width. So I'm guessing I could probably fit a row of about 5. And the problem is, and you know, I could probably fit 5 in a row, and I could fit 10 coal power plants, you know, 2 rows of 5. But the problem is the inputs, right? I need space to bring up pipes and pipes for water and conveyors for coal, and within less than a single foundation. I don't know if I could support 2 rows that way. So today I'm going to focus on a single row and see how that shakes out, and then from there I can make a call. Yep. And to be clear, though, 5 coal power plants, that would have me swimming in power right now. Now, granted, with this new base design, everything's going to scale up, so I will use a good chunk of that power, but 5 coal power plants. Yes. But I'm going to need a lot of reinforced plates and rotors for the coal power plants. Oops. Okay. Maybe at some point I don't know what the transportation options are, but maybe I can build a monorail or subway or something with stations. Seems like the kind of thing this game would support, but we'll see. Okay, let's try to line it up as best as we can. And then hold the hologram. Yeah, I'm going to need to push this away to the left. So that's pretty much perfect. Right on the corner. And you can see it sticks out into the center foundation, which makes it unlikely that I'll be able to support 2 rows without, you know, using up the space I've dedicated for transport, right? So this looks like it lines up. So that's 2. And it's too far this way. And it got a gap, so we can close it up. That's 3. It looks like it's lined up too far back. Okay. That's 4. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit more than 5 in a row. That was a lucky guess on my part. And then this one looks like it's lined up, so that's 5. Looks kind of like Battersea Power Station, a little bit. And let's just see how far it sticks into the row. Way too much. Way too much. Plus, I don't have enough materials anyway. But this is what we have to work with. Okay, so the way I've kind of thought about moving materials between islands was that I would largely move them on the bottom of these islands, and then once I bring them to an island, I can pop them up through the floor. So that's what I'm going to try to do here, but I've never done this, right? So, to feed these things, I will need splitters. Where's the center row? This is the center row. Is it? This, okay. And then from here, we would have a splitter that would split to all of them. So this one, the input is coming in from a different direction. And now these splitters will have to feed from that one. Which I just did wrong. So rotate it. There we go. Up, up. Now I'm out of cable. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm missing the cable for this one. So I need to go get cable. So far so good. So far so good. Let's see what else I got. I got rods. I have plates. I have concrete. This way, reduce the number of trips back and forth. Okay. So once we get this coal taken care of, then it's a matter of moving production up and enhancing it. I haven't quite figured out what order to do that in. And specifically what I'm talking about is everything I've been doing so far is I've been building islands from the main base here, right? And then spreading outward. But like in the case of the copper and the iron, they're being produced a little ways away. So do I continue spreading outward from here where, you know, I beef up the production, but it's being fed tiny little bits at a time. And then I beef up the resource production. Or do I start out there and beef up the resource production and then come in and enhance the manufacturing? I don't know. Though, because the spacing and everything I have is kind of determined based on alignment from the original base, I'll probably work on the manufacturing and then work on the resource production and feed it all at once. Okay, here's where I'm going to pass through the floor. This is going to be interesting for me because I don't know how this works. I mean, I have an idea how it works. I don't know exactly how it works. So this pass-through should go all the way through the foundation, and I should be able to put a lift on this over it. No, can I not put the lift on? I want the lift to go over and under. So let's try the under first. Okay, there it is. Okay. So if okay, it recognizes that this goes in. So let's do this. Oh, but that's the wrong direction. I don't want it to come out here. I want it to go in here. So I think if I'm gonna do the output first, then it's got to be this one then, right? Okay. Invalid aim location. Oh. But it's still pointed the wrong direction. Okay. So it looks like I need to apply a lift to each end of the tube. Is that how that works? So maybe if I have a belt already existing and moving in the direction I want it to go, I can get the... So let's put a belt on here. Okay, that should be lined up. Now, if I try to put a lift in, it's still going to... Hold on. There we go. I remember somebody told me that you can reverse them. So now that is set as the input, which is correct. Which means if I come up here, I can set this as an output. Right? Okay. And then there, oh, up, my God. So then I had it a second ago. Okay. So then everything's gone here. So I don't need this. Okay. So let's put the hole back to pass through. I'll put the whole thing right here. Oh gosh. Okay. Just moved it a little bit further away so that I have some space to figure this out. So now, oh, look at that. So now, I line it up and then reverse it. There we go. And then come down here. So it only works on one end of the hole, right? So it's not like it's not a pass-through, really. I mean, because the lift is only at the ends. But that does do it what I wanted. So now I got to place a second lift on the bottom. I see. This is definitely, if you're the type of person who likes to, read the manual and know everything, or go through extensive tutorials and learn stuff and then play, this game isn't really wired for that. Though I would imagine there's plenty of online resources that you could use to read through how to work stuff, but okay, so this is a conveyor. Kind of getting complex in here. Okay, so now we can, okay, so if I line this up like this, and then, does this work? I think it's too close. It should work. I don't think so. So let's move this a little bit further away. How far, though? That works. Hit the wrong key. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all set. So now we can just basically start feeding coal to these coal power plants. Now, this is going to be a little messy out here because this is all going to be temporary. Oh, I got a big old hill I got to bring up. Okay, it'll be messy, and messy's okay for now. I know this isn't permanent, but I do want to try to keep it as straight as I can, and I will want to raise it up off the ground as much as possible so that I can drive around underneath it. I can raise it higher, but then it'll be too high. I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible. See, that looks good. I don't know if that's straight or not, but yeah, it's a little higher, but not much. I wish you could force the height to line up too. Oh, walking water balloon. Okay, too far down. Not much point in raising it too high from here because we're just going to go down. I don't know how that thing holds itself up on those legs. Raise this one up as high as I can go. Same thing there. Eee. Okay. I think the worst is past. So now we just gotta connect it to the main coal line. You know, as I'm going through this, I'm making much better progress than I used to. I still think these tools can be squirrely as all get out, but obviously I've become somewhat more comfortable with them. Spoke too soon. Just trying to figure out the best way to make a turn here. I think the way I want to go about it is do a tight turn here. And then I can do the right angle here. There we go. Nice and clean. Okay. So after we get the coal connected, we'll need to make sure that the coal actually gets there and goes to each of the new coal power plants. And then we can start working on the water. The water is going to be tricky because I have even less experience with that than I do the conveyors. And it's interesting too that the conveyors, it's easy to see and understand capacity, right? You look at the conveyor there's stuff on it, it's, you know, it's full, and if there's big gaps on it, then it's, you know, under capacity. With the water, it's a little different. It's kind of like the power, right? You gotta go check it out. You know, you can't just eyeball it and say, oh, I need more or I need less. Okay, this is where we gotta put in a splitter. We want to keep feeding the current power plants until we're ready to turn on the new ones. So we're going to split. But I think there's a way you can add conveyors, splitters into the middle of conveyors. I don't know how to do that. And for now, I think I might actually just prefer to, like, be a bit more manual about that, right? I want... Basically, I want to get close with the conveyors. I want to eat up these conveyor lines, plop down the splitter, and then rerun the lines to the splitter. So now I need to put down a splitter that is lined up with both. That's merger. That's splitter. So, okay. There we go. And now just line them all up. Let's see if it splits. I mean, I'm sure it does, but I don't want to assume anything. There we go. We have coal. And it's just moving on in because while this one, these coal power plants have buffers, right? They have storage containers that are filled with a buffer amount of coal. You know, that might be something to think about up here as well. I hadn't thought about that until now. Oh, I'll think about that. I'll think about whether I really need it. For now, I just want to make sure. I'm applying some new concepts that I haven't done before, so like the passing through the. It's going to take a while to get up here. So let's just focus on a limited number of new things at once, and then we'll go from there. Okay. I need to get up on here so I can see what I'm doing. It's kind of crowded in here. Too far. Okay. So I want to move it away so that I can get a nice connection, but it's got to be lined up for the same reason. Let's see if I can line it. Oh, it looks like it's lined up from every angle, so go ahead and build that. Okay, and then, well, the pipe. Costs the same either way. I don't think it's going to matter for something this short, but okay. So that kind of works. So lather, rinse, and repeat, I'm thinking. Okay, here comes the coal. So we should see it up here in a couple minutes. Okay. Up. That's what I get for not checking each side before I place it. I got overconfident. And I paid the price. Okay. So now we just need to run pipes. Okay, what about the coal? It's coming in. Let's see. And it looks like it's going to all the coal power plants as intended. So that's the good news. Now you see those gaps, that's from where those are going into the existing coal power plants. So now we should have a lot of darkness. We should have the pass-throughs for water. Those are some pretty trees up there. So I'm pretty sure that one pumping station's not gonna feed all 5 of these bad boys, plus the 2 that I already have. But we'll be getting rid of those anyway. Okay, good. I was hoping it kind of hangs down. So try to line it up, like I said, on the middle. And then down here, okay. So let's connect this to the main line. Pipe's too long. Put a junction in here. No. Still too long. So let's pick a middle spot to build to. Huh. It's not, it's picking a different spot to line up on than the junction I placed. What's with the angle? Well, we'll figure it out later. Yeah, it keeps the angle all right. Weird. Okay. that brings water to... So I think what I need to do is I need to build a horizontal row that the main feeder will feed into, and then create connections to each of the individuals from there. But to do that, I need to line them up like this. Okay. And then for the horizontal feeder, okay, now I go to a pipe. There's no straight option. Okay. Now try to line these up. How come it's not lining up with these supports? It is lining up with the one behind me. Or no, it's lining up with this one. Okay. Oh! Now that's not right. That's not right at all. So, I don't want it to go up and down. I want it to go horizontally. Can I just make one? No, it's not going to connect automatically. I'm going to need a junction. Oh, rotation. Okay, good to know. So it does line. Okay. Okay, now I just have this one more piece. It's not straight, but I have a feeling I'm gonna redo all this anyway. But in theory, I have all the pieces in place to make at least one of these work, right? So they're being fed coal. And it's got no connection. Doesn't shows that I have no water. Current amount in building 0. It doesn't show how much coal is. Oh, 44. Okay, 45. So everything's in place. Yeah, I'm not ready to throw the switch yet because because now that I've done this, I kind of think I think I need to redo this. So what I'm thinking is I think I need since I'm convinced that I can only fit a single row of 5 on there, I need to I'd like to reset them so that they I put the middle one lined up in the middle and then build to the left and right, so that gives me a certain level of symmetry because my OCD is kind of yelling at me at the moment. And from there too, I think it might be a good idea to move the coal conveyors back a little bit so that we can put in those storage containers so that we can pile up a buffer of coal for each of them. And then I think we need to expand the water production. But after that, I think we're ready to turn it on. So this was largely a learning experience. It wasn't a waste. I'm really looking forward to this. I think we're ready to move to the next step and then flip the switch and then kill off the 2 existing coal power plants. So this has been productive for me, very informative, very interesting. I hope it was interesting for you, and I hope you come back next time to see how it all shakes out. But in the meanwhile, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps a touch of good fortune. Cheers.